And welcome to SimsPlayhouse presents the December Speed Build. This is your girl Janae, and today I am building the formal dining room and bar area for that speed build room by room challenge, as it were, that I'm working on. If you haven't already, you can check out my previous videos with the deck and living room, and then the kitchen. I will have those linked below in the description, as well as in the cards for you guys to catch up on. If you haven't already seen them, please go check them out. This is just the dining room flowing from the kitchen. It's a formal dining room, and let me tell you guys, okay, so it's kind of oddly shaped, and I did have to move it from the original lot that I was building on. It was really tiny lot in Newcrest that I was using as my base, as it were, but I decided to move it to another lot so that I have a little bit more room to work with, and kind of place the rooms together eventually on a bigger lot, because the house is going to be a little bit bigger than I originally planned. But with all of that being said, I also wanted to ensure in this particular build that I stick to no custom content, and I try to include mostly some seasons and a couple of items from Get Famous. I know I tried to do that. That was like part of my intention, but right now I can't recall much of too many things from Get Famous actually making it into the build, but I did use a lot of seasons stuff. It is Christmas time, so I also tried to incorporate some Christmas themed items in the house, in the build. I don't know if it will be Christmas time when I actually put everything together. Who knows? It might be next Christmas. Who knows? I don't know what season it's going to be in. But I just felt that at this time, when I was doing the build, that it would be a perfect place to have a Christmas kind of festive theme, as it were, in this particular build. I did have some trouble with finding the right items, because one of the main things that hutch that you just saw me place and remove and eventually place and stuff, the problem I had with it was that the walls were short, as you can see, and I had to raise the walls to at least a medium height in order to place that hutch. But then I could not recall whether or not in the regular build, in the other rooms, whether they were regular height, short, medium, or tall walls. So I eventually opted to just go ahead and keep everything on a regular short wall plateau. I'm just kind of thinking, even if I have the others on a medium or tall wall, I can always raise the walls up eventually to match each other, But for right now, I just went ahead and went back with the short walls. It's easier for me to switch out some things if I have a taller wall than to have to search and find something that will fit with a shorter wall if I went with a taller wall. So that's kind of the thought process behind doing that. Now, again, like I said, this build, it's primarily a Christmas themed build, and I kind of, it's around Christmas time. Christmas is really and truly probably one of my favorite times of the year, favorite seasons. I love it. I'm from the islands, and in the islands we do Christmas so differently from how you guys do here. The foods that we eat. First of all, being from Trinidad, we have a very varied culture. And a lot of cultural influences from different ethnicities and cultures and such. So we have a lot of Spanish influence, a lot of French influence, a lot of East Indian influence. However, for Christmas, it seems like the Spanish one, that's just the easiest way to describe what Christmas is like for us. It's a lot of our dishes and our cuisine is very Spanish based for Christmas. So I guess, if you are Latino or Latina, you would probably, a lot of you guys' dishes like pasteles, like you all call them pasteles, we call them pastels, just the English way of saying pasteles, I guess. You know, a lot of different things that you guys would do, we do as well for our Christmas. So in my home, even though my husband is, you know, born and raised in the beautiful state of Alabama, I, on the other hand, being from Trinidad, what we do around the holidays is he takes control for Thanksgiving. I give him complete control. I am usually not allowed in the kitchen except to get food to eat on Thanksgiving Day. And for Christmas, I pretty much take over, and we have a whole lot of Trinidadian Christmas food and desserts and drinks, and you know, we just have a blast. My husband is, I think he's in love with my culture. I'm not sure if he's in love with me, but I think he's in love with my culture. Just kidding. I know he's in love with me, but he's one of those people that loves to experience different things and different cultures, and as am I. So, you know, we kind of made we've kind of developed our own little thing, as it were, you know, where he does Thanksgiving, I do Christmas. However, I still have him help me out with the Christmas stuff because he's a phenomenal chef. I will give credit where credit is due. I gained almost an extra 100 pounds from the time I've met him to today. I mean, it fluctuates. I kind of go up and down, but I've gained so much weight after having met him, because when we first got married, and for the majority of our marriage, he does most of the cooking. That's not to say that I cannot cook. I can and I do. But he loves cooking even more than I do. I love eating. That's my thing. And I'm also the kind of person that it's kind of odd to say that I'm not the most creative person, because everyone tells me that I am creative. So I'm going to take it. I am creative. However, for me, a lot of times my problem is coming up with ideas. Once you give me an idea or something, I can execute that. I certainly can execute whatever plans you give me, you know, whether it's in cuisine, whether it's in cosmetology, whether, you know, makeup, hair, whatever. You tell me what you want done, I'll get it done. I'll make it happen for you. But my problem is usually coming up with ideas, which is why this kind of series, usually I build from like floor plans, but with this series I'm just using like little rooms, which is a little easier to put together, and kind of using one item or two as a theme, as the foundation, as it were, for what I'm doing, you know. So like in the main living room, or the den, I guess you can call it, and the kitchen, they were using mainly the Caribbean update wallpaper. That was like the main driving force for those particular rooms. And this other room is more of a seasons type flair. A lot of the decorations and stuff, the decor I used are definitely seasons and kind of Christmassy seasons. So, you know, here I go rambling again. I can't even remember what I said just now. This is crazy. My girl Bubbly's and is probably going to crack up at me right about now, because she's like, Janae, you ramble and you forget what you're saying. And I'm like, yes, I do. That's my thing. But okay, yeah, so let's go back into the video really quickly. This hair, I had to play test this. I really did. If you guys saw the guy that I used to play test, you would crack up on it, but that's another story again. I had to play test to make sure that the gifts would actually work where they were placed. And I ended up having to, after I took the pictures and everything, because I took the pictures and then did the play testing, really smart on my part in doing that. But some of the things, the gifts were not, I wasn't able to get to the tree, I couldn't get to the bar, and I couldn't get to the gifts to do some simple little interaction. So I kind of had to just twist things around, shift the gifts around on the other side of the tree a little bit and change their angle, and kind of, you know, shift the bar end just a tinch to the left, a tinch. I say tinch, but it's a tinch. He's even correcting me because I'm even saying it wrong. So, but I had to shift it around just a teeny tiny bit to make sure everything would work right. Finding plants. Okay, so here's my dilemma. You guys know I'm a custom content fanatic. I usually have a ton of plants and stuff, so I usually can find things really easily, or not so easily, when I'm working with my custom content. But when I take them all out, I don't know what is there. So a lot of times I'm literally discovering things like, oh wow, I didn't know that this existed. I didn't know that I had this option. Like that it just kind of blows my mind that I even had an option like that before. Go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and if you haven't already, turn on notifications so you can be notified the next time I upload another video. Dag dag. If you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Dag dag!